Good morning. Today's video I thought I would do an updated what I eat in a day. What I eat in a day tends to change all the time. At the moment, what I'm eating in a day feels like a lot. I feel like I'm eating for like 10 people because I am ravenous 100% of the time. Recently just given birth to my second baby and I'm breastfeeding, exclusively breastfeeding, and there is no hunger like it in my opinion. I remember with Oren, when I was breastfeeding Oren, I was shocked by how blooming hungry I was all the time. I gained tons of weight because I was very much eating like anything that was in front of me, and it was so sugar heavy. This time round I came prepared because I knew how hungry I'd be. Don't get me wrong, I'm super duper hungry. I'm eating tons, but what I'm trying to do is fill up as much as I can on high fibre, high natural fats, high protein, and then I get my sweet treats after that. Just because last time I was starting with all the sweet treats possible, and it didn't make me feel 100%. Like, I didn't feel great. No one feels great when they're eating tons of like sugar, like ultra processed foods, and that's what I was eating. But it's just a general what I eat in a day anyway. So I like to eat like home cooked, nutritious, delicious food. I try to do everything on a budget as well, because I believe you can eat like really good food on a budget. So this morning I started out with a homemade big old slice. There's me talking about how I like to start with all the good stuff. I actually started my day with a big old slice of homemade chocolate chip and banana bread. Whenever I go to the shops and I see like food that is just about to be chucked out, I think to myself, can I buy it? Like, one, it's great because it's budgeted, it's always reduced. And two, can it go in the freezer? I hate food like going into landfill. It just really stresses me out because so many people are hungry right now. So I try to buy what I can and make do. So every time I go to, say, the co-op, or there's like a community hub near my son's school, there's tons of bananas like about to be thrown out, and I always grab them. Lots of them I chop up and pop in the freezer, and then I add them to our smoothies, or I make banana ice cream. And sometimes, quite often, I make a banana loaf. I actually saw this banana loaf recipe on Facebook. Mine, I add just a touch more butter to, so that's probably why it's not as good, because it's a little bit healthier. But it was absolutely delicious. So, oh, it's right here actually. So we all started off our day with a big old slice of banana bread, and I had a dandelion tea. I then done the preschool run. Days where I'm doing the preschool run, it's always a little bit more stressful because it's just a bit more rushed in the morning. I've often got a newborn attached to my chest or in my arms, and a 3-year-old, and you know what 3-year-olds are like. Love them, but they're crazy little things. So it's always really stressful, quite a rush. Get in the car, do this, do that. So grabbing that slice of cake was like something I would normally do after my breakfast, but I did it before today. Anyway, I'm home, went out for a walk, baby's asleep, so I'm just about to make proper breakfast. As I said, I need it to be like a really high protein filling breakfast. I've got my flask with a green tea in now, and I did just have one of my flapjacks. My flapjacks I'm just obsessed with. These ones are extra crumbly. Someone actually asked the other day, they said they really enjoy the flapjacks, but they separate quite a lot. If you find your flapjacks separate, add a little bit more butter, a little less honey, and a little tiny bit more refined sugar. A traditional flapjack recipe has a lot more refined sugar in, but I add a lot less in, and I sweeten it a lot more with like honey, and you can have maple syrup in there, just like natural syrups. But they do tend to make it just a little bit more, it falls apart easier. I don't mind that, I actually think it's delicious, but if you want them to set a bit more, add a tiny bit more butter and keep them in the fridge. Anyway, so yeah, I've had a flapjack, I've had a big slice of banana cake, so that's quite a lot of sugar already in the morning, I'm not gonna lie. So I need a really high protein, natural fats based breakfast. So I've got half an avocado here that needs using. I've got some cottage cheese in the fridge, I've got bread in the freezer, and tomatoes on the windowsill. So let's just make like something on toast. of tea. So I've got my green tea, I've got it in my flask just to keep it warm. Cottage cheese, tomatoes, avocado and toast. Sorry, this doesn't look very appetizing, but I'm in a rush to eat before my baby wakes up. No longer able to eat anything remotely sort of good for me, because when you've got a baby in your arms, sometimes you just grab stuff from the cupboard and they're not always the best for you. Behind me we've got our old range, which is, I believe, over 100 years old. It's part of the reason we loved this house and we wanted to buy this house, but we've started lighting it, so we're using it as like a log fire. So it's so warm behind me, it's lovely, and it warms the whole house up and it smells stunning. Anyway, so I'm going to enjoy this. I've got a very interesting lunch actually today. So good. The last couple of years I've really changed how I eat, but mostly I've been eating mainly like a high natural fat and high fiber protein diet. The worst thing in the world was the diet culture. It like destroyed people's lives, gave so many people eating disorders, including myself. But one of like the biggest travesties of the diet culture was convincing people that natural fats are bad for you. So everyone thought they had to eat low fat things, but what they were actually eating was like ultra processed foods, like anything with like sweeteners in and flavorings in and things like that, to replace the fats that have been removed. So rather than just having a high natural fat diet, so like avocados, nuts, whole milks, cheeses, things like that, a lot of that is actually very good for you and necessary for you. For so long, marketing of the diet culture told people that high natural fats, or basically the word fat, is bad. And yeah, it's really, really not good, because when you're eating high natural fats, your body is able to burn energy better, rather than eating like a low natural fat but high in sweeteners and flavorings and stuff like that, which is actually really bad for your gut. So anyway, that's my little 2 pence on that. I don't want to get too political here. So good. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea. I'm going to try and eat slowly and mindfully. So on my walk this morning, I popped to the Co-op. I needed to get some mushrooms for dinner tonight, but I saw it was in the sale. It was reduced because it's going out of date, so it was reduced to £2.70. So I thought I'll give this a go. So it's piri piri, half of chicken. You cook it in the oven. It's just a chicken thigh thing. We cook in the oven. It's got lots of piri flavours on it, with a piri sauce. And I thought for £2.70 that can do 3 people's lunch today. I've got wraps in the fridge and I have tons of lettuce in the fridge that really needs eating. So I'm going to chop up some salad, defrost the wraps, pop this in the oven. It cooks in 55 minutes apparently. I mean, it looks fairly big considering it's only going to be our lunch. I thought chicken salad wraps, why not? I would have got coleslaw as well, but I just forgot. Preheat the oven, remove sleeve film and sachet. Place sachet to one side, place chicken and foil tray onto a baking tray and cook in the centre of the oven 45 minutes. Okay, so fan 170 degrees. Okay, I'm going to pop it in the oven now because it's time to pick up Oren soon. So he's only at preschool today for a half day. So he's home for lunch, which is lovely. So I'm gonna prepare lunch before he's home because he will be a bit hungry when I pick him up. Never tried this before. I normally would just grab chicken from the freezer, baste it myself, but today I was like, I've had about 4 hours sleep. I'm gonna make life easy for myself. Okay, so I've removed the plastic, I think. Take this sauce out. And because I am pedantic like this, I'm going to add olive oil to it. I know I don't need to, but I'm going to add olive oil to it. just because it will crisp up the top much better. So I'll get the wraps ready now, and I will get the salad ready now. I'm just going to pop this in the oven. It will take 45 minutes. So by the time Oren's home, it will be ready. Okay, Lawrence is not back from the school run yet, but the chicken's out the oven. As you see, I've just plated Oren's up. I just checked on Find My Friends and they'll be back in 5 minutes. So what I've done, excuse me, what I've done is create like a little station where me and Lawrence can make our own. I don't have the time to be making his wrap, but I've just cut up some salad. I've got the sauces ready. Lawrence will love sriracha sauce. I will just have a little bit of mayo. Still not keen on this mayo from Aldi. I'm going to go back to branded, which is crazy. But yeah, it just tastes like really different and vinegary. So we've got lettuce, cut up peppers and cucumber. I also found this in the fridge that came with like a pizza delivery a very, very long time ago. And I'm going to see if Lawrence wants to add it to his wrap. But I'm just going to add it to my wrap now. He will probably want some cheese. I'm not going to grate some cheese just in case he doesn't, but just chicken salad wrap, and I'm very excited about it. And baby's still asleep, which is incredible. He always has like a really, really long nap from late morning till early afternoon. I've managed to get lots done actually, which I'm very happy with. Anyway, let's make myself a nice chicken wrap. No.
Than the alternative.
Just sat down with our chicken wraps. You having your chicken, honey?
Yeah.
I just tasted some of the chicken and it genuinely does taste like Nando's because it's peri chicken. Yeah.
Just
lighting the fire.
Mummy, is there any more wrap?
There's more wrap if you want it, darling, okay?
No.
Nom nom. Nice with the salad, nice with the mayo. So, gonna eat this? If I eat anything else before dinner, I'll let you know. I feel like I've got sauce on my cheek.
what?
Sauce on my cheek. Okay, it's later on. Well, it was not that much later after lunch. It's about an hour after lunch, and I'm getting the peckish like need for something. I really want another slice of the banana cake, so I might actually have that. But first of all, I'm gonna have a handful of nuts. Yes, Baba?
I listen to you, Mummy.
I'm coming. Okay. Right, I'm gonna have a banana. I thought I had some nuts, but I think I left them in the car and it's just way too cold to go out into the car right now. So, banana it is. So I'm gonna eat my banana. Would you like a banana?
No.
No, thank you.
Mummy. So the other one slides up and the other one slides down. Yes. Let's have a race together, Mum.
Do you want to bring it here and then we can do some racing? So we're just normally on a Thursday, as I said, it's just a half day for Oren. So Thursday afternoon, we tend to take it easy. Well, as easy as you can. But we go for a walk and stuff like that. The snacking for me in the afternoon starts going mental. Like, I could literally eat all the food right now, all the snacks. I think it's because of this little man that I get really hungry at this time of day. So what I've done is had a banana, which is actually quite filling, gonna have a carrot. I'll eat my carrot. I'm gonna help Oren do his thing, and then I'll let you know what else I snack on. Just having myself 2 tiny oranges. What I really want, I know what I really want, is a piece of that cake. I'm trying to hold off because what I love to have after dinner is something sweet, and if I could just wait until then I feel like that would be better. A little bit of control over how much sweetness I have makes all the difference. So I'm gonna have this satsuma. Is it a satsuma or is it clementine? I don't know, but we've got lots of these in the fridge. And then I wanted to talk to you about our dinner. So basically I read somewhere, and there's like a lot of science behind it, but I read somewhere that if you cook rice, pasta the day before, let it completely cool, like keep it in the fridge overnight, and then reheat it the next day, the starches in the pasta or the rice have changed, and they no longer they're more fibrous starch, or they are called resistant starch, which acts as like a really healthy fiber for your stomach rather than like a glucosey carbohydrate. So literally just by cooking your rice and pasta the day before, keeping it chilled in the fridge and then reheating it the next day makes a million times difference to the carbohydrates you eat. So instead of getting that blood sugar rise that you would get, you don't get that. It acts as like a more healthy fibre for your gut. So here's a pasta, cooked it yesterday, kept it in the fridge overnight outside, or in the garage, and I've just got it out the garage, and I'm gonna start dinner. So we're gonna see, it's gonna taste the same. What we're gonna have tonight is like a creamy, mushroomy, spinachy sausage pasta thing. So I'm just gonna make the sauce, fry the sausages, the onions, stuff like that, and then I'm gonna add the pasta into the spinal sauce, and that will just rewarm the pasta rather than cook the pasta. We don't need to cook the pasta, we just need to rewarm it slowly. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start preparing dinner now, just so, just because baby's awake basically, and I'm not sure when he's gonna be cranky. So yeah, while I'm preparing dinner, I'll listen to a podcast and eat my mini satsumas. Okay, so tonight's dinner, nice and easy. It's one that we like to have quite often. An onion, ooh, a bruised onion sliced up into small pieces, some garlic. I'm going to fry the onion until it's soft. Sausages fried up, some button mushrooms fried up. I would normally go for chestnut, but the only ones I could find at the co-op today, and I was in a rush, so I went to the co-op, were these. I'm gonna add spinach, lots of olive oil, fry it all up for a while, get all the flavors combining. I'll probably add some spices, maybe some like paprika, something like that. But fry it all up, and then I'm going to add in some sour cream, maybe a bit of balsamic vinegar. And yeah, we'll go from there, and we'll add in the pasta, and it should be a nice, easy, yummy dinner. Got a little bit interrupted by a sleeping Baba. So Lawrence helped me finish off. Hey! Hey, my gorgeous! Lawrence helped me finish off the dinner, but we've got spinach, onion, mushrooms. They were all sauteed. We've got the sausage, we've got the pasta left over from yesterday mixed in there. It looks blooming divine, so I'm going to enjoy this right now.